Welcome back to the DHS podcast. I'm your host, Jack Richards, joined by my co-host,
Ben Murphy.
And today we have two distinguished Dexter High School alumni. On the left is Brennan Parachek, who was a star tight end, defensive end, and punter, finishing with 750 yards and 11 touchdowns in 2022, which helped bring Dexter its first ever district and regional titles. On the right is Colin Parachek, who was a 3-year starting quarterback for Dexter football. He set single-season records for 2019 in passing yards, completions, and touchdown passes, including throwing 7 in one game. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Yeah,
Appreciate you having us.
Absolutely. How is college going for you guys so far?
It's been good. I've obviously been in college a little bit longer than Brennan has, but so far it's just been a good experience. Get out, kind of compete every single day. Kind of being, playing a sport gives you kind of a schedule to follow and keeps you kind of locked in on going in the right direction. So far it's been fun.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I would kind of say the same thing. This was my first year. Was able to early enroll, so I got there in January for spring ball. But yeah, just having that kind of schedule, keeping you like on your stuff. You have class, but you're up early morning lift, then you go to practice, and you got tutors and all that.
Yeah.
So kind of having that like daily schedule definitely helped. But yeah, I would say the whole thing has been great so far, and I'm just excited for the years to come.
Yeah. Do you guys have more free time than you did in high school, do you think?
Yeah, I would say more free time just because classes are spread out.
Yeah.
The way we do it, we have practice in the morning, so we pretty much we have everything done by 12 o'clock.
Oh, so that's nice.
Yeah, it's nice. And then you go whatever class you have. I normally have like a 12:40 class, goes to like 2 o'clock, and then after 2 o'clock, I'm pretty much done for the day. So definitely a lot more free time, but it's definitely taxing on your body, and everything's a lot harder. So kind of takes it out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'd say it's more free time, but it's also like you're expected to do things in that free time.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
right.
Like
it's not just go free
chill.
for all. Like,
Yeah.
You got to watch film and all the the outside stuff that isn't not technically part of your schedule, but expected to do for success.
It's a lot more on you, the player,
Exactly.
not the coach. You got to take stuff individually.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we know that both of you spent the majority of your time on the football field, but you two also played big roles in bringing a district championship to the Dexter basketball team. What was it like for both of you when Brendan hit the game-winning 3 to win a playoff game against Brighton?
I can go first. So I actually I didn't really play that year. I had a couple injuries, so it was actually I think it was my first time going in the entire year.
It was your first time going in?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it was my first time going in. I had a couple injuries I was trying to battle back from, and then, just it wasn't even like a play. Cal, we had a play called. It didn't really work out the way it was supposed to.
Yeah.
Like most plays in basketball.
Yeah.
Were you not the first option?
I was probably the last option. But Cal just passed it to me, and I threw up a shot, and it went in.
Yeah. No, it was crazy. We were, obviously, like he said, he didn't play very much, so he finally we felt like he was healthy and could contribute. So we played. He got some playing time, but he hadn't played in three months almost. So he was tired and gassed, didn't play very much, and he was out of the game. And I don't know if you guys remember, but probably 10 seconds left. Ty Rickner tries to go between the legs, gets poked, and he makes a great hustle play to save the ball. We call timeout, but Coach Rushton was mad and pulled Ty. So he's like, Ty, get on the bench. He's looking. He's like, Brennan, come on. Just trying to prove a point, so he wasn't even in the game.
Yeah.
Set up a play for me and Cal, just kind of attacked the rim, and next thing you know,
It was a hammer action. It was so Cal was supposed to be in the corner. I set the screen. It was like a high ball screen. Then Cal loops around,
goes baseline.
and then they cut off the baseline, and so I just stepped back, and he found me somehow.
45.
Oh, my
Yeah.
gosh. That's crazy.
Yeah. So
Execution, in a way.
make it happen.
Yeah. So for both of you, what in your opinion is the greatest Dexter High School sports memory for you guys?
I'll start. Mine's easily my sophomore year, the Lincoln game. Won 5 games so far with 2 left. At the time, you had to win 6 to make the playoffs. Had never done that in Dexter history. So that was obviously a big goal that year. And then going into the game, it's kind of up and down game. We ended up going down 42-21 with 6.5 minutes left in the game.
Oh, my gosh.
I even remember it was senior night. Talked about putting the senior quarterback in for the rest of the game. It was just kind of we'd almost given up, and then next thing you know, just started putting some plays together. Got a few lucky onside kicks and hit Antoine in the back of the end zone. Got the 2-point conversion, and I mean, it was just like one of those surreal things. Like, there's no way that just happened. But made the playoffs that day for the first time.
What was the final?
Ended up 48-42 or something like that.
Wow.
Like we actually we scored to make it 40-42 and went for 2 and missed it. So it was like,
and then you got the ball back.
Then got an onside kick.
Oh my gosh!
I was at that game. I remember watching that.
Was Lincoln good that year?
They were a solid team. Really well coached. Always just super athletic, and you had to figure stuff out. But
they were a team that like always played us well too.
Right. Mm-hmm. So they always had our number.
Yeah, like whenever we played Lincoln, it was always like that's gonna be a tough game.
Yeah.
And then so probably my favorite like memory was just like last year, my senior year. We went undefeated through the regular season. Ended up beating Chelsea for the first time in a long time, and beat them pretty good, 45-0.
that was a good game.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was a fun game.
It was a fun game. But yeah, the whole season was just like we had a great time.
Yeah. It was a fun season for everyone.
Yeah, we were able to make it to the semifinals. Ended up losing in that semifinal game.
Yeah.
And, it was a good it was like, I don't know. I literally couldn't say anything else. I mean, we played as hard as we could.
Yeah, right.
And it was the conditions weren't great, but
I mean, it was a game. It happened, but it was a great season.
Yeah, definitely.
What was like kind of going through your mind on like that last game you had there in the snow?
Yeah. So going into it, we knew they were a good team. They had a couple really good players. Their running back, and he also played linebacker. He's pretty good. They had a safety that's now, I think he's committed to Minnesota or Northwestern, one of the two.
Oh wow.
So yeah, like really good players. We knew the snow was coming.
Yeah.
It was pretty much known, so kind of had to get ready for that. And then it kind of just turned into a hard-nosed football game. Like not much passing, pretty much just try and run the ball the entire game, see whose defense can stop them the most. And we I think it was 7-0 going.
Yeah.
Like fourth quarter, 10 seconds left. Got a Hail Mary. I don't think it counted. I think he stepped out before, but
that was the talk for a long time. Is did it count? Was he out? And of course, all the Dexter people are gonna say no, he didn't. But I wasn't at the game. That's just what I heard.
Yeah, I don't know. I was playing defensive end, so I was towards the quarterback, so I couldn't really see. But they ended up winning, and nothing much we could do about it.
Yeah.
But like I said, it was a fun season, great season. Tough way to go out.
Yeah. I forget. Did that game go to overtime?
It did. It went to 3 overtimes.
That was a long game.
Yeah. Because in high school, you start from like the 10-yard line. You get, I think it's just like first and goal, first to score, and then you end up going for 2 after.
I remember that, like being in the stands in the student section, because just like both teams kept scoring.
I wasn't there. I kept getting updates from everyone. I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was so cold.
It was
beyond cold.
I remember that was also people left because it was freezing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was a tough game, but it was fun.
Yeah. Anyway, though, for current DHS students that are here, they're used to their football team making the playoffs, winning a bunch of games, but it wasn't always like that. Colin, you came in and Dexter was winless for years. Like they lost 42 in a row at one point. But you didn't like leave the program. You didn't go to a different school. You just like stayed the course. What was it like to kind of lead like the resurgence to winning Dexter football again?
Yeah, like even you saying that like gives me chills. Like kind of like you said, like the entire time going into high schools, hey, you and your brother should go to Saline. You go to Chelsea. Go, you don't have a shot here at Dexter. Go go somewhere else.
Go to like, a winning team.
Yeah, go like they're pretty much the talk was we're tired of seeing talent get wasted at Dexter.
Yeah.
And that never crossed my mind. Like people would say it, but it was always like no, like I thought the class that I had and the class that he had were really good football players, and we could make something happen. But to really make it happen, and obviously a ton of things happened. Coach Jacobs came in.
Right.
I mean, you can say me, but he really led the change in this program. Changed the culture and really got everybody to buy in. Got a few transfers, getting Antoine to come in. That situation really worked out for us. But yeah, it was just like you said. My freshman year, if you were a senior that year, you went your entire high school career without watching Dexter win a football game.
Yeah.
So it was just like you said, like it's kind of become the norm, and just kind of seeing that and seeing success in the program kind of can carry even after we're gone is something that's, really fun to look at. And, I still keep up with it all the time. So it's fun to know that you started something and kind of started that change, and hopefully it can continue for years to come.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot because since the first win and just winning after that, like now everyone's like, oh yeah, we're gonna win tonight. We're gonna win. Like we're gonna go far this season. Like it's giving just the school a lot more hope than it did before. So
For sure.
I would definitely say, like, after Colin's years, like my senior year, like we were talking about, like going into the year, we knew, like we had that belief because of the teams that came before us. Like,
Right.
We were like, we
Yeah.
saw them do it, so we know we can do it. And Coach Witt also coming into
Strength
the program.
yeah,
That was one of the things we were lacking the years before, was just like strength.
Yeah.
We would always get pushed back as defensive line, never could get offensive line to push. But he came in, got us strong, and I feel like that's really one of the biggest reasons we ended up winning.
Yeah. I saw in one of your interviews, Colin, that you said you were a ball boy for Dexter for like 6 years.
Yeah.
Is that true?
So my uncle was the head coach prior to Coach Jacobs. So both my cousins played football here at Dexter. So probably he did it too a little bit. He likes playing, and he likes playing football with his brothers more than kind of being on the field. But I was probably a ball boy from 3rd to 8th grade.
Yeah,
My
right.
freshman year on JV, I signaled plays in on the sideline. I was never in the student section. Yeah, it's just to really watch it. Like I said, like really even expectations. Like going into that sophomore year, we had talked about making the playoffs that year. Like everybody's expectations were, hey, we got a good team. We might win a game.
yeah,
this
we
year.
might win one.
We might win one. I was like,
right.
I was sitting there like, no, like, hey, we're making the playoffs this year, like, and kind of got called crazy for it. But no, it's just those expectations and kind of the culture, like I said, that Coach Jacobs brought in just really changed that.
Yeah, for sure.
So with you guys graduated now, what is your current athletic status with your teams, and what do you guys think the future holds for both of you?
So I'm a tight end at Michigan State. I'm a freshman. Played this season, played in a couple games, was able to get some reps under my belt in like pretty big games. So I was very excited about that. I didn't really know if I would have that opportunity this year. Played a lot of special teams in the beginning, which kind of get your feet wet. But you don't really know what the game's going to be until you're actually like in it.
Right. Did you redshirt?
I did not redshirt. No, I wasted my redshirt. I played in 9 games this year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So didn't have a red shirt this year, but I'm just ready to go play this year. Like I said, got the reps under my belt, so I'm ready to go. Don't have any nerves anymore. The first rep nerves.
Right.
So just have to go out there and compete every day. Just get a spot on the team.
I think your situation is also different because of coaching wise. Michigan State with losing Tucker and finding a new coach. I think that's a very interesting situation for you to come in as a freshman.
Yeah, it was definitely different. But you can't really do much about it. It's out of your control, and you just got to show up every day. The interim head coach that we had was great. Coach Barnett, he came in and held us all together. Just brought a sense of unity to the team, and kept us playing. We didn't end up having a great record, but we fought every game. Yeah, I think you guys could have seen that.
Yeah,
even the games we got blown out, we played as hard as we could.
But still fought. Yeah.
But
sure.
It's hard when you lose your head coach like that.
Yeah.
For me, I started actually at Morehead State, an FCS school. That's where I was out of high school. Went there and took over as a starter halfway through the year. So played, started up to 4 games, and then at that point, the season was kind of going downhill, and I just decided to kind of call it quits with 2 games left. I want to keep my red shirt. So played in 4 games there, did pretty well. And then kept my red shirt and transferred to Marshall University over in West Virginia in the Sun Belt Conference. So now I'm there. I'm a redshirt sophomore, so I have 3 years left after this. Got a few reps here and there as a backup this year, but the way transfer portal works, dudes are in and out. Lost 3 quarterbacks in the room, brought 3 more in. So
oh wow,
just kind of got
transfer portal's crazy.
Just got to. I mean, it's the same everywhere now. It doesn't even for him. You start as a freshman tight end, doesn't matter. They're going to bring 2 in. You're going to lose 2. Every offseason's a new competition. So just excited to get back and go compete and kind of help win a championship.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. What would you guys say the biggest differences are between high school and college football?
I would say the biggest difference is kind of like what we talked about earlier, is that free time that you have is not really free. High school, you would go home, maybe do a little bit of homework and just kind of chill out. but you spend 10 hours a day at the facility. You know, you're watching film, you're trying to study everything because like all the players are really good.
Yeah.
So it's not
Yeah,
like
right.
you can just
You're
go out
not
and
going to
good.
run to that team that's
Yeah.
like, they're okay because they just grabbed some kids from the
Yeah.
school. This is
Yeah.
like people, they want to be
Yeah.
here to win. They want to be
Yeah.
here for the sport. So.
Yeah, they were recruited to that school to
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
ball. So
Yeah.
you got to study in and out. Playbook, that was probably a really hard thing to kind of get down. High school was kind of just, you go run a fade. Like
Yeah.
you're good
right,
there.
right.
Good.
But they're actually running like concepts.
Mhm.
It's getting down concepts and getting down like why you're doing your job.
Mhm.
Like what has to happen for this play to work.
Yeah.
And kind of getting all that down. And just going through the hard days and the long ones, like fall camp's pretty tough. Long days. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, like, speed and athleticism, strength, all that.
Yeah.
Just as you got 22, 23-year-old men, that, commit their lives to playing these sports. So obviously, that's different from, the high school level things. But I think the biggest thing is, or actually, like, I'd probably say the coolest thing is better wording, but like tendencies and figuring out through, like you said, like the reason you have to spend so much time in film study and stuff like that is you have so many people watching your tendencies and, what you do pre-snap every single play. As a quarterback especially, I'm out looking, through 80 clips of film at where the safety's lined up on the hash. Yeah. And I can tell if you're 2 yards outside the hash, I know what coverage this is compared to that. Or if the DN's, if he's head up compared to outside, I know you're running this play versus that play. And it's and reverse. I've been told by one of my coaches I got to stop rubbing my towel because I rub my towel every time it's a pass play.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wow.
as defensive
Yeah.
coaches, it's like, oh, okay, so I have to rub it on run plays now.
Yeah.
Like there's so many coaches and GAs and all these extra eyes that their only job is to focus on these little tiny things to help give a competitive advantage.
Yeah, because the other team's doing the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Like they're looking for those tendencies that you show, and like they're trying to like expose that.
Yeah.
'Cause if they know a pass is coming, like if he's rubbing his towel and they know a pass is coming, they're going to run a different defense. Like
Exactly.
They're not going to bring pressure or something like that.
Mhm.
They're going to do something that messes with you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I never would have like thought about it like that, like just rubbing like your towel,
yeah.
and then
Or, like,
it gives
there's
away
a
the
bunch
play.
of that. There's a bunch
Licking
of-
your fingers,
there's a
a
bunch
lot
of
of
things.
there's a lot of things. As a tight end, like the specific stance you're in, like you can kind of tell if you're run blocking. Like you kind of have like a lower stance.
Where your eyes are.
Yeah, where your eyes are. If you're looking at the linebackers, you're looking at the DNs.
Yeah.
If you're looking at the safeties, they know you're probably running a route. So kind of just like keeping your eyes like at a kind of like a center mark, so they don't know what you're doing.
I think especially with football too, because there's so much more little things in football that can tell you so much about different plays compared to basketball. So with like college, like there's always going to be eyes on you telling you like, or just trying to figure out what you're doing, how you're going to stop this, how you're going to make it a better play. So I think it's a lot different for sure. So are there any restrictions in your all scholarships? For example, you guys came to speak to us at practice, but are you allowed to play in pickup and stuff like that?
Yeah, you're allowed to play and pick up. There's not really much like any restrictions. There's just like you just have to be smart.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna run a pickup game and get injured and then be out for the season.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
that's kind of one of the things. Like a lot of kids kind of get tied up there. Like if you get hurt, then it's like you're pretty much wasting a scholarship for them.
Yeah.
And but there's no rules. Pretty much the only rules you have are like academic. Just stay eligible, get your schoolwork done, and you'll be fine.
Yeah. I would say like that question's probably outaged itself because I would assume probably 10 years ago there were rules on stuff like that, but these nowadays scholarships are half year or like one semester long commitments. Truthfully.
Oh,
So-
really?
Yeah.
So-
there's scholarships are really interesting. The way
So
they work
like
now.
the way with everything works with the portal and stuff like that, bad performance even on the field can get a scholarship pulled. Like
Oh,
you're,
wow.
you're not committed for 4 years free school. Like you have to earn it every single day. So it's kind of a decision you have to make. Yeah, I can go play pickup, but if I'm break my ankle or something like that and I can't play for a year, and I'm not like I better have proven on the field that I deserve my scholarship to stay. Otherwise, they could just pull it from you, and now you're stuck trying to find something else.
Yeah.
Like with scholarships, it's also like with the film and the extra hours. Like if you're not putting in those extra hours, why would I give you that scholarship? If you're not going to work and help us win, then I'm going to take this back and you can go find somewhere else.
Yeah, because they're really taking a chance on you out of high school. They don't really know who you are, like as a person and also as a player.
Especially with the portal.
Yeah, they see you.
exactly.
Yeah.
They see you on film, but they don't see you day to day.
Yeah.
Like they do once you get there. Like you're with your coaches every day. They know how you are. They know who like your mannerisms and all that. So kind of just taking that chance, and then if you don't live up to what they think you are, then they have no problem just taking it away from you.
And like a lot of coaches say, there's always someone else. There's
Yeah.
always a guy ready to take your spot.
Yeah.
There's always someone that's going to try and work harder. So you always have to be that guy that's going to outwork everyone else.
Yeah, definitely.
Do they like specify like how long like your scholarship, like is it different for everyone? Like can some people be on like full 4 years?
Technically, everybody's just one semester at a time. Now, like a school
Like
has to be smart about, like, you know, if Michigan is known for pulling kids off scholarships, why would I as a high schooler want to go to Michigan?
Yeah.
Like, I'm
So
not-
it's not something
right.
that happens very often, but it is something, you know, if I'm a 4-string linebacker and then I break my ankle and now I can't practice for a year, what would make Michigan want to keep me
Yeah, that
on
makes sense.
scholarship?
It's like they're not. You can get them, but it's just like the way with sports and the way that they want to use you. You're not gonna get like you don't see like when you see full rides. This is a good person that's gonna put the work in and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Because when I signed my national letter of intent, which is like pretty much just committed,
I'm gonna go to this school. I'm gonna
Yeah.
play for this. Yeah.
They say like this is a 4-year scholarship,
Mhm.
but really it's a semester-long
Yeah.
scholarship.
They
like
can pull it at any
they can
point.
pull it
Wow.
at
That-
any point.
Like it's like
That's
they're gonna
crazy.
say you're gonna be committed and they're gonna give it to you, but if you don't play, they can always be like, yeah, we're gonna take it.
Yeah.
Like
It's not always like if you don't perform on the field, it's
Yeah,
not
they're-
always
that's
like
not-
that.
They're
Yeah,
usually
right.
pretty
Yeah.
lenient
Yeah.
with
Right.
it,
Yeah.
but
It's more.
It is
it's
an
more
option.
off the field
Yeah,
kind
yeah.
of stuff that they take your scholarship away. So
Yeah.
you just always got to be smart. And
Yeah. You guys last year, I believe, started the Parachek Peak Performance football camp. How was the turnout, and what was like the experience like of running your own camp?
Yeah, it was really good turnout. We kind of put it together pretty late, so the turnout was great for the amount of time we were able to put it out there. I would say it was really fun. We had a great time. I hope the kids had a great time. I think they did.
Yeah. My brother went to it. He said it was.
Yeah,
He said it was good.
Good.
Yeah,
we're glad.
we were talking. It was like you said. I wouldn't call it necessarily late, but it was probably February, and we were just
Yeah.
kind of thinking like, you know, Dexter's done so much for us.
Yeah.
Like kind of like we said, you know, we decided to stay here for high school. I wasn't really considering leaving, but just everything the community had done for us during our time here, we wanted to figure out like a way to get back and just kind of get involved with the community while we were at our separate universities.
Yeah.
So we came up with the idea and just thought it'd be a fun time. I think it was good for the kids. We had a blast doing it. We're excited. We're planning on doing it again this year.
Yeah, right.
Kind of make the first time, make some improvements and adjustments, see what we can do to make it better. But hopefully expand the range, like we said. Like love Dexter guys there, but we had kids from Lansing, we had kids from
Oh wow.
all over the
all
place.
over the
place.
So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was definitely like growing up. You always think like, how can I give back to my community?
Yeah.
Like that's always one thing that you're thinking of, and we were able to. We talked about this for forever, but we just never really like put it together because he lives 5 hours away.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of hard. We'd have to call over the phone, but once we got it all together, it was kind of like, like this is really what we wanted to do growing up. Giving back to the community that gave us a lot.
Yeah, right. For any athletes, whether they're in 5th grade or they're in our grade, what advice would you give them if it was their dream to make like Division I football or
college
any
ball.
sports at all, just play at the college level?
Just kind of stay the course. Work as hard as possible. There's always someone out there working just as hard as you. So you just got to keep going. You can't give up. Kind of just keep playing.
Obviously, you have to do everything you can to make sure your athletics are up to par of playing at that level. So that takes hours and hours and hours of work and everything there. But then, like Brennan said, there's always somebody doing the same as you. So you have to find ways to kind of outwork people. It starts in the classroom, right? Obviously, you got to take care of your work in school and kind of stuff outside of athletic, getting strength up, agility, stuff like that. Just kind of doing anything you can to kind of piece together kind of your resume is really what it is.
Yeah.
And then obviously just recruiting is a beast these days, especially with the transfer portal and all sports. Like they're not really interested in a iffy high school guy, right? They can go get somebody who's proven themselves at the collegiate level. So you really have to, put yourself out there recruiting, kind of get uncomfortable. You message coaches and, if they don't respond,
Especially with
That-
social
that- I
media,
think that's
you
a
can
big
like
thing,
advertise
like,
yourself a lot.
calling coaches. Like with my sister, she went to Ball State, or she goes to Ball State. Like she had to call coaches, she had to Zoom coaches, and she said it was like it was hard, but the fact that she did it helped her a lot with her college just where she wanted to go.
No, you got, it's like I said, you got to get out of your comfort zone, right?
Yeah.
You got to text the coach, and a week later, if he hasn't responded, you got to text him again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
you got to get his attention.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of doing what you can to get the word out about yourself. Like you said, advertise for yourself.
Yeah. And another thing is like kind of what we were talking about earlier, like transferring to another school because they're winning.
Mm-hmm.
Like coaches will find you wherever you are.
Yeah.
Like, if you're a good ball player, they'll find you.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And so you don't always need to go to the Belleville or the Saline.
Mhm.
You don't always have to go to the team that's winning. Like you can bring your own like stuff to to your like community high school.
Yeah.
And that I think that's even better. Playing with your friends, like you grow up with them.
Mhm.
I think that's one of the things that made me love football was just being able to hang out with my friends.
Yeah.
Go play with them every single day, and then on Friday nights just go over to Alrit and win games.
Yeah,
like
right.
that.
Exactly.
Like
That was fun.
there's nothing much better than that. So kind of just like stay where your feet are, and it'll all work out in the end.
Yeah. So we kind of like towards the end we asked the same question because
we have a
it's a
recurring
fun
question.
question. So, say you guys are on a road trip, you stop at a gas station, you get one snack and one drink. What are you going with?
I'm going with Twin Snakes, Haribo Twin
Oh
Snakes.
my gosh, no one said that. Twin snakes are so slept on.
Yeah,
They're
I would go
so
Haribo Twin Snakes.
Like the gummies.
Yeah,
They're like
the gummies.
sour and sweet.
They're good.
Yeah.
They're good,
So
guys.
good.
Yeah, I would go the Twin Snakes, and then probably a chocolate milk.
Oh, I was going chocolate.
Chocolate milk.
I was going
So
chocolate.
like,
milk,
wow.
too.
actually, you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either I'll mix it up. I'll go vitamin water.
Vitamin water's
Like
good.
the red
the
one?
red one.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
red
Can't do
one.
anything
The
else.
red one's
Gotta
not
be
bad.
the red one.
The red vitamin water.
Is it the
and,
acai? Is like the
yeah,
acai?
acai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the nerd clusters.
Yes.
Dude, best
my
candy,
God.
best candy out
so
there.
good.
Best candy out there. The blue one might be better though. I just had the blue one for the first time the other
Really?
day. It's like a blue bag.
I've seen it.
How's it different?
They're just, I think it's like a berry pack.
Oh,
or something
just
like that.
like
I don't know.
blue
They're
red.
both good. They're both
I might
good.
try them at home.
They're
Yeah.
both good. But yeah, that'll be my two.
That's a good.
Besides, football, what do you guys like to do in your free time?
Play video games.
Been on a
Yeah.
big,
Yeah.
been on a
Yeah.
big Fortnite
Yeah.
grind. Been on a
Yeah.
big Fortnite
Be on
grind.
the
Big
PS5.
OG Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I mean, there's not
gosh.
in East Lansing. There's not much to do.
Yeah,
well,
I go down there a bit. There's other than Main Street. There's not much you can do.
Unless you're on Grand River.
Yeah.
There's not much to do. Me and my roommates go bowling a lot. Bowling's
Really?
pretty fun. Yeah. But other than that, you kind of just chill out.
Yeah.
So yeah, the video games pretty much.
Yeah.
We both like to fish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like
fish.
yeah.
Golf too. Like when
Golf.
it's nice.
I've been getting.
I
into
need to
golf.
get into
Yeah.
golf.
I got into it last summer, and it's fun,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Golf.
golf in the summer. Golf's
Definitely.
a big one.
De-
Burns the bank account. but-
It burns
Yeah.
the bank account.
Burns it.
I was tempted not to get into it because I was like, I don't know if I have money for this.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, well, we're coming up to the end here.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for coming. I mean,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
fun.
we appreciate you
Yeah,
guys
we
having us.
appreciate
It was a lot of fun.
you guys, yeah.
Shout out our advisor, Mr. Dubay.
Yeah. Shout out
Um,
Robbie.
Dubay.
Shout out Robbie Dubay.
Follow us on Instagram at dhs.pod. We're on Spotify, the DHS podcast.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Go take a listen.
thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.